Hi Taurus, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your November 2020 money and career reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be located in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. So let's let the bulls sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Taurus, November 2020 money and career. Taurus, November 2020 money and career. Taurus, November 2020 money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Awesome. Okay, there we go. And then let's see what your chakras have to say for this time. What your chakra energy is. Taurus, November 2020 money and career. Taurus, November 2020 money and career. Taurus, November 2020 money and career. Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. So we're starting here with visualization. And I love that for you guys right now because there's such a sense of focusing on a greater truth, a greater picture, a greater aspect of yourself moving forward. And this is the third eye opening up. This is the visualizing where it is that you want to be, how it is that you want to move forward. Now, the thing that Spirit is saying here with visualization, sometimes we can get really caught up in the future. This is also visualizing, and Spirit is saying doing a active, kind of walkful mindfulness is going to be so important. It's kind of like being very mindful of how you place your feet down, how you walk forward is going to be something, or how you move forward just in general, is going to be something that's very important to you during this time. And it helps you visualize the path forward. It helps you visualize moving to the next stage. Your third eye is opening in a very powerful way. And it can have it so that you're seeing kind of more than at times you really want to see. So just be mindful of that. Then we have here life path. This is life purpose. And this is following that life path. This is the throat chakra. This is embracing your voice. And this is speaking your truth towards the path that you want to be on and towards the place that you want to be. You are ascending. You are ascending into your power. You are embracing who you are unapologetically. Now, it's not saying, this is me and you have to accept it and being combative about it. It's saying, I'm comfortable within my own skin. I'm comfortable with who I am. And that can take lifetimes to get to that point. That could take a lifetime to get there. And what you're seeing here is an embrace of your purpose on this earthly plane, an embrace of a depth of who you are, of where you're going, of what you desire, that you haven't experienced before. And you are speaking your truth, or we rarely experience, but you are also speaking that truth. You are culminating that power into a greater ascension of self, of purpose, and of understanding. It leads you to flexibility. Now, the sacral chakra is where a lot of negativity is held from this life and from past lives. This is also where a lot of the negativity that we inherit through our DNA is held. And there can be a rigidity to the sacral chakra that keeps us held back, that keeps us from truly expressing what we want and how we want to move forward sexually, personally, prosperously. It's a stagnation of that energy. And so here, as you are embracing yourself, moving forward towards a greater truth, towards a greater power, you are seeing that stagnation. You're seeing yourself fight against that stagnation, and then that stagnation fall away. There's a greater wisdom that comes to you. There's a sense of, looking at how you move with situations, not how situations move around you. It's kind of very much being like like a willow. A willow, when a storm hits, a lot of the branches fall. But that's because the willow moves with the wind. And the branches fall that are weak. And so you're going to see things fall away here that are no longer necessary as you are moving forward. It's like, oh, okay, I'm releasing myself and I'm moving forward towards what is more me, what is greater wisdom. And as I do so, I free myself. I move towards my purpose. I can see more clearly, and so I can visualize the future that I truly want and that I truly desire. Now, the left-hand side is your inner self. The middle, your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see what we have here. We have Temperance, strong Sagittarius energy. November 22nd to December 21st is the time frame. And then we have you shining through Taurus as the Hierophant. You're coming through loud and proud, prosperous, bountiful, strong. Wishes are granted with the 9 of Cups. Beware those who you have trusted and who have let you down. That's how I see the 3 of Cups. So that's very, very powerful. It's very, very positive. And then it's a sense of negativity and doubt, making you question the way that you move forward. Now we have, with the heart, you're being crowned with the 7 of Wands. So there is this balance here. There is this balance of standing your ground, knowing your truth, standing up for what you believe in, and fighting so many battles you can't move forward. So just be mindful of that. You have the Ace of Swords, God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, cutting through doubts and fears, helping you embrace knowledge, understanding, and truth. We then have the 8 of Swords, which is doubt, questioning, being caged in. All right, and that's very interesting. And that counts down to the 7 of Swords. You're properly arming yourself. You're leaving some things behind. There can be a sense that you feel a bit sneaky. It's very interesting. You're guarding. You have fire sign energy here, and then you have all sword energy within your heart. It's like your heart and your mind are coming to some sort of understanding. Then you have the Hermit, Virgo energy, time frame August 23rd to September 22nd. You are looking at your truth, you're turning inward, okay? You're following your path. The 10 of Pentacles, prosperity that lasts 4 generations and passed down 2 generations. The 5 of Swords, something karmic is being addressed here. And then you have the 7 of Pentacles, the repeat of the number 7, shows that there is this the 7 of, yeah, okay, so now you have 3 sevens. So this is divinity saying here that truth is astoundingly important to you. You would rather people tell you the truth during this time than lie to you, mollycoddle you, or anything like that. You want to know where people stand. And you're actually going to be seeing the truth behind a lot of people's placations. And that's actually going to be something that's very intense for you during this time. There's also a sense here of diving deeply into spirituality, into a greater understanding. There's some sort of connection here with a greater understanding and your progress forward. The repeat of the number 9 is showing that you're coming very close to a completion of a cycle. And you can really feel that. The wishes are being granted. There's something about a depth to what you're feeling here as you turn inward. The repeat of the number 5 shows that you don't think this is going to be resolved. You think this is going to take a lot longer than it actually is. But this is also a need to embrace freedom and an independence of thought and of expression. Now let's see the people who will aid you during this time. Who are the people who will aid Taurus? November 2020, money and career. Who are the people who will aid Taurus? November 2020, money and career. Who are the people who will aid Taurus? November 2020, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. So we have the Death card. This is Scorpio energy, a time frame October 23rd to November 21st. This is a person who is very intrigued with the in-betweens of it all, with the shadows of it all. This is a person who dives deeply. This can be a person that you're not really going to be that close with during this time, but they have a great impact on you as you embrace your life purpose, as you see things more clearly, actually most definitely, as your third eye opens. There's a depth to understanding that they bring. They kind of show the shading of it all. They show the 3 dimensions. And that's going to be something that's very powerful for you, to see the complexity of it. And then we have here the Lovers. This is Gemini energy, time frame May 21st to June 20th. This is somebody who's astoundingly passionate. They have a way with words. All right. They're going to actually kind of drive you crazy a bit, because they can worry, or, gather all this information and then just kind of let it go. And you're going to be sitting there, Taurus, thinking about everything, trying to find solutions, and they're already going to have moved on. So just be mindful of that with a Gemini, that can definitely be the case. I see it as actually being rather funny. If this is somebody that this is going to be like a going joke that you have, that like they start something and you finish it. There is also a sense here of 2 sides of a story, 2 ways of looking at things. And this is going to be something that really aids you during this time, but can also be rather just a little bit frustrating, where you can see the multiple sides to things. You can see where each person stands. And so it can make it maybe a little bit harder to take your stance, or you don't want to kind of choose sides. If this is, if there's an argument going on and you can see both sides of things, know that that's a good thing, but don't take sides during this time, because, one person will think, oh, you absolutely understand what I'm saying, because you do. And the other person will think, oh, you absolutely understand what I'm saying, because you do. You don't think either of them is right. And this is a person who's really going to help you see that complexity, that duality of spirit. And then we have Cernunnos, which is Capricorn energy, December 22nd to January 19th. This is somebody who, that's interesting. So Spirit is saying this is somebody who kind of likes a little bit of chaos. So with the devil, now Cernunnos is of course different than the devil, but Cernunnos is the god of the forest. And the god of the forest is always linked with chaos, because, the forest is chaos. Nothing grows in neat little flower beds and everything like that. So here, there is a sense of, it's not embracing chaos, because that's not what you're doing. It's looking at things and saying it doesn't have to be one way or another. It doesn't have to be, white page, black print sort of thing. There is a complexity to what you're seeing during this time. And this energy that's here, it could be one person that embodies each aspect of this. Because remember, these don't have to be people that you know. These can be people that influence you in one way or another, through media, through, however you're connecting with them, that shows you, that a little bit of chaos may not be the worst thing in the whole entire world. And that there is something more. So connections that you're not seeing. There's passion that is being let in, and also a duality of complexity of mind, of understanding, and you're seeing the shades of gray. But there's a balance to you that's really coming in during this time. So during this time, there is a sense of really being able to succeed a lot. Okay, really being able to call upon success and to call success into your life. Here, Taurus, there's also a little bit of a sense of, kind of being born under a lucky star, almost, is what Spirit is showing me, that there is a sense here of things kind of falling into alignment. And what you're seeing here with Temperance is that, first and foremost, when we look at your inner self, you are trying to balance what you want, what you desire, where you're headed, what you're looking for, and you're pouring the water, okay? Because here, if you can see, well, here she has two balls in her hands. So one's silver and one's gold. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it's 2 cups, one's silver and one's gold. And the water is being poured in from day and night, the alchemical signs. And it's showing this transformation and this transmutation of self that is leading you forward. And what you're seeing here is you're seeing that the water is not spilt. The water is shared. And the water is shared. And the water gains gains the knowledge and shares it with the other cup, gains the knowledge and shares it with the other cup, till there becomes this symbiotic relationship, this flow of musical understanding. And that's what Spirit is showing me here for you, Taurus, this flow of musical understanding, this depth of profound truth. And it leads you to balance, yes, and it leads you most definitely to your angels guarding you and guiding you during this time. But with the Hierophant, there's you, the essence of you. And this balance leads you to the essence of you, leads you to what you truly want, to what you're looking for, the bigger picture, the desires that you are calling in, the passions that you have, where it is that you want to stand, and also the essence of yourself, what it is that you stand for. This is you. This is the essence and the soul of you coming forward. And as you do so, you are realizing that you are the King of Kings. Okay? There's power and there's ferocity and there's depth and there's determination to you. Because in this imagery right here, the Hierophant is the Pope. And in the medieval times, the Pope was the one who told kings, who told emperors what to do. And so there's power in the essence, in the understanding, and in the comprehension of you that you are taking in. And it leads you to looking at what you wish for, looking at what you desire, going deeper within yourself, calling forward something more powerful. And this is going to be really visible for other people. Other people are going to see it. You're working on the balance. You're working on, kind of feeling really comfortable within your own skin. You may not see it as easily as everybody else does, which is to your credit, okay? Because it's a sense of, of humble acceptance of life and of the beauty around you and of looking at what you really desire. And you're not being caught up in everybody else's drama. But other people are going to see this light radiating around you. Other people are going to see this passion, this beauty, this complexity, this intensity. And as they see it, people are going to try and hit you at your weak points. People are going to try and sit there and say, well, I want to knock you down a few notches. And they're going to do this by hitting where you're most vulnerable. And they'll know. People have a tendency to see where, the vulnerable aspects are in people. And for me, the 3 of Cups are the people who celebrate us. And there's one person, in this group where you're being celebrated that isn't fully celebrating you, would kind of sell you out as soon as they could. And we all have those people in our lives. They could be parents, they could be grandparents, teachers, siblings, former best friends, where they were supposed to believe in us, lovers. They were supposed to be on our side. It didn't mean that they had to think everything that we said was right and that we walked on, clouds. But they had to be able to stand in our corner when push came to shove. And here, that just didn't happen. And there's a heartbreak, there's a pain, there's a disappointment that's carried, and there's a healing here where you are finding yourself again. And when it comes to money and career, you might be saying, okay, well, what does that have to do with anything? I need my prosperity. I need my bounty. Finding me doesn't have anything to do with the paycheck coming in. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Because there is an energy that people give off when they are in their element. Now, they might not be in their element 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but they find their skills. They look at things differently, and they embrace their grace, and they shine with it. There are times yet where they're still, plowing through, and it could take them decades to figure out where they stand. But this is what you're doing, all right? And you may have a job, that pays the bills, and it is a job. That's awesome. That is awesome. Have something on the side that calls to your soul, that brings forward this radiance of spirit, that silences the negative thoughts that are around. Because there is something bigger that you are moving towards. And your heart is going to be rather defensive because you're going through a transformative time. Think of a snake when it sheds its skin, right? When a snake sheds its skin, it doesn't see as well. It goes into a more secluded area so that it can kind of protect itself. And it's much more quick to strike. Yeah, there we go. It's much quicker to strike because what happens is it's vulnerable. It can't see as well. It can't protect itself as well. And it's shedding its skin. You are shedding a skin, quite literally here. Well, not literally, but, quite spiritually. And what you are doing is you might find that your heart is a bit quick to strike, a bit quick to pounce on things. And this is saying, stand your ground. Most definitely. Stand your ground, know your truth, stand in your strength. Okay? Do not let anybody take that from you. But don't fight every person who's looking for a fight, every person who questions. It's like, you're not worth my time. I'm not doing this. And that's seriously what has to be said because you're finding your balance. You're turning inward. And there are going to be people who disrupt it. And your first action or reaction, Taurus, is going to be like, well, let me show you. Let me show you that I can stand my ground. Let me show you how beautiful this path is for me. Let me show you where you're wrong. It's not going to aid you at all. This isn't saying be a doormat. I had somebody once tell me that, they're like, be kind, but don't be a rug. Don't lay down and let people walk all over you. And I was like, oh, okay, I see. And that's what Spirit is saying here. Don't engage in every single argument and every single, naysayer and every single person who's going to try. And what did Kipling say? See your word twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, but make allowance for their trapping too. It's like, yeah, they're going to try and be cruel and vindictive and manipulative and make a trap for you to be able to show, oh, you're not that great. You see all this that you have going on here? Remember this? Remember when you were betrayed? Remember when you were hurt? Yeah. Well, that hurt's never going away. It's like, first of all, rude. And second of all, no, hurts and betrayals, they never do go away. They're character forming, I guess. And they stay with us. But they are important for us to remember. To not walk down that path again. But to also be empowered as we move forward. And so here, you're releasing a lot of negativity that has held you back. And that has eaten your time. And as you do so, you have God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you a gift of knowledge, handing you a weapon to use in your truth, in the cutting through doubts and fears, in the going after what you desire. Because a sword is, a weapon. It's like, it's the main one, right? In the tarot. And your mind is going to be your keenest ally during this time. And it's your heart and your mind coming together. Because if we're all emotion, we're just a mess, right? And if we're all logic, we're just a mess. We have to be right in the middle. And that's what your heart is really looking for here. And that's why you're fighting so fiercely to gain this understanding, to move forward in this truth, to have what is more be around you. And as you are embracing this, it is embracing you. Now, I don't have you taking this gift. It doesn't mean that you don't take the gift. It means that it's not coming up as a given. So you can definitely take the gift, but it's permeating every single aspect of this time. And what's so interesting is that knowledge, wisdom, truth crowns you. fierceness, being able to make connections of things being able to see the connections of things logically or, word-wise is so important. But you're also really going to feel a trapping of the heart. And there's this kind of anxiety around the heart during this reading that is starting to lessen. It's like as we look at ourselves here, Taurus, there's this sense of, well, what if I mess up? What if things fall apart? And there's something greater that you're looking towards, that you're looking at. And this is where the doubts, the fears, and the angers come. It's the cage of the mind. It's just saying, well, what makes you think you're that great? What makes you think you can move forward that way? What gives you the right? And it's your life. That's what gives you the right. But we can live our whole entire lives in the Eight of Swords, in the doubts, in the fears, in the angers, in the upsets, in the upheavals, and being caged in them, and being trapped in them, time and time again. And what we're seeing here with you is there's a realization of no more. There's a realization that that's not the path I want to walk down. And as you're looking at this, there's a part of you that's so used, your heart is so used to having to fight for you to have your footing, to having to fight for everything that you've earned, that the fight or flight mode comes in. And it's going to be a very big part of this time for you. It's like either I fight or I run away, type of thing. And this is a time where you're going to find that there's this little whisper of knowledge that comes in, this little whisper of truth from divinity, and it calls to the very essence of you. And there's something greater that you've wished for here. But because of what you've been through, because of the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointments, the people you've trusted who've let you down, you're never thinking that there's going to be balance in your life and the way that you move forward. And you're always going to have to be on guard. Your heart is always going to have to be on guard. But clarity comes in, and you start to see the cages that bound you tight, the doubts, the fears, the negativity within the mind. And everybody has it. And this is where a lot of people choose to live their whole entire lives, within the Eight of Swords. And here, what's so interesting is you have that countdown. And you go to the Seven of Swords. You're gathering up your knowledge. You're gathering up your understanding. You're leaving some things behind. You can decide to take them if you want to. But you're going to find that you wind up purging a lot of ideas. You wind up purging a lot of what isn't needed anymore. As you move in a direction you weren't anticipating, but have always wanted. You hadn't expected it, but you've needed it. And as you move forward this way, people might say that you're sneaky. People might say, wow, you're holding a lot really close to your chest here, Taurus. And in a sense, you are, because you don't want to let the naysayers hurt you again. You don't want to have this dream shatter. But it's also because this is yours. This is your life purpose. This is your flexibility of vision. This is what you've been visualizing and envisioning. And it leads you to the Hermit. It leads you to turning inward. It leads you to looking at what you need, what you desire, what you want from your life. And it's embracing a bit of quiet comprehension. It's embracing a sense of there is more here than what most people ever realize. And so in the public arena, you're not going to be the social butterfly. You're going to be the person looking, seeing, studying in the background. You're going to be the person who, really connects with themselves, who thinks before they speak. I mean, isn't that an odd enough thing, it seems like sometimes, to have somebody be mindful before they engage? And that's what you're doing here. You're being mindful before you engage. And as you engage in the world that is so beautifully and so powerfully yours, because it is your life. And as you move within your prosperity, as you move within your money and your career, there is a sense of you becoming more you. Going back to your roots, back to what's truly important to you. And it leads to prosperity that lasts for generations as you quiet the mind and embrace the soul and move forward in this passion. And as you do so, you are going to find here that as you embrace who it is that you are, as this gift from God's source spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, comes, of knowledge, of clarity, of understanding, of cutting through the doubts, the fears, the cobwebs, the hardships, you embrace and are given a prosperity that lasts for generations. Now, of course, since we're talking about money and career, we would love this to be, money coming in. And it can be an inheritance, and it can be. It can be. And it can be a job well done, it could be a bonus. But this is also really beginning to realize, as, the world has kind of made us do recently, what is truly important to us, what we truly value, what we truly want. And the things that were passed down from generation to generation, doesn't even have to be within your own family, can be wisdom that you obtained from a stranger one day and always stuck with you. And you're finding that richness is what you're starting to truly value and truly see the worth of. This is wealth or something you value as much as money. And it's having an impact. Yeah, it's moving things forward. And so here, it's a completion of a cycle also when it comes to money. And I love that 9 going into the 10. And what I love this is with the Hermit time, with the pulling back, with the connecting with the soul, with the embracing of the prosperity. It's you're seeing your truth. You're embracing your purpose, your path, your ascension into the highest form of yourself, which your angels are walking after, looking after, guiding you towards. And it then leads you to the 5 of Swords. And the 5 of Swords is having to face something, and you've already been charged. Okay? So your battery is already all charged up. This beauty, this grace, this power is around you. And the 5 of Swords is saying here, you have to face obstacles that you have faced before that have caused you heartbreak, pain, and disappointment. This is part of your life path. This is a karmic debt. This could be a DNA debt. And what you're looking at is to stand within your truth, to stand confidently within yourself. And it might be doing nothing more than that. You might walk away from the situation thinking, okay, I didn't put up a good fight, or I should have done things better. But inside yourself, you did things better. You handled yourself better. But this is going to be a situation where you think, I don't want to be here. I don't want to put up with this nonsense and this bull again. And there's something here where it's like a wish is granted, passion comes in, power comes in. There's doubts that you can handle it. And you wind up being given a situation that has knocked you out of your comfort zone before and will knock you out of your comfort zone again. But you handle it well. And you be patient. And you embrace a patience for the harvest that you are developing, for the seeds that you are planting, for the fruit that is ripening, for the prosperity that is coming. And as you do this, and as you see yourself moving forward in a greater truth. So there's something here that will be threatened. Okay, it could be very small, or it could be a little bit more intense, but it hits you deep. It matters a lot to you. But you come out of it really well, because you followed your internal light. And the first reaction, to be the best reaction, is not going to be, oh yeah, I'll show you. You might say that in the back of your mind, like, oh yeah, I'll show you, I'll be successful. But, oh yeah, I'll show you, we're going to have this argument. Oh yeah, I'll show you, I will push myself to the absolute limit. It's like, no, pick the battles wisely. They count. But if you're always battling, then it really doesn't count, because then that just becomes what you're known for. And you'll battle things that don't need to be battled for. And you're moving past. And you're getting a great sense of power from a release of I can't. A release of the trappings of the old mind. Taurus. November 2020 money and career. Taurus. November 2020 money and career. Taurus. November 2020 money and career. Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Awesome. And then let's see here the people you are to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Taurus is to be mindful of? November 2020 money and career. Who are the people, Taurus, is to be mindful of? November 2020 money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Okay, 4. So we start here with the King of Cups. This is somebody who's too emotional. They're usually really good. So this person is going to kind of throw you for a loop because they're usually the king of themselves. And this time there's just like this gossipy busybody. And they're going to try and have their fingers in all the pies. And it's just too much. And they're also too emotional. They're not handling themselves well. So just be mindful of that. The Prince of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is a person who is charging like too far ahead. They're looking at things. They're kind of being very fiery, very hot-tempered about things, and they're just charging forward without really thinking. Yeah. The King of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is somebody who's very calculating. Like you have the King of Cups here, water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, who is way too emotional. And then you have his counterpart right here, who's going to go to the other extreme. And this person can fly from one extreme to another, but then just be absolutely way too logical. It's like they need everything to be done just a certain way. And it's like, well, it can't be done that way. Like, what are you doing? I'm not a machine. And so that's going to be, that's going to be intense. And then we have the moon. This is Pisces energy, time frame of February 19th to March 20th. This is somebody who's really letting their fear get the best of them and not evolving, not past fear, because we always have fear with us, but not looking at that fear and saying, no, you don't get to have that hold over me. No, I am not letting you rule my life. They're looking at the shadows. And instead of seeing shadows, okay, things that, you can't make out that clearly or you're not that sure of, they see the monsters. They see the fears, they see the disappointments, they see the 1,010 different ways where things can go absolutely horrifically wrong. And they'll bring you down with that fear. So let's see here. Oh, you have the 10 of Pentacles again, this time in your inner self. I love that. The 8 of Wands, the Queen of Swords, the Lovers, Gemini energy, again, May 21st to June 20th, the 3 of Wands, the King of Cups. So you have a negative King of Cups, but you have a very positive King of Cups, so that's beautiful. You have the 6 of Cups. You're going to be rather nostalgic about things. The 7 of Pentacles, okay, right here. You have the 7 of Pentacles also in this line, so hard work definitely paying off. The 3 of Pentacles, prosperity coming together. And that's really quite beautiful. So let's start off with the 10 of Pentacles. This is prosperity that lasts for generations. Again, this is, prosperity that moves you forward as you find this balance, as you embrace the essence of yourself. There's real wealth here. There's real wealth here. There's real power here. And this is what you want to embrace. This is where it is that you want to be. I mean, who doesn't want to live in the 10 of Pentacles for the rest of their lives? But this is also a sense of really looking at what you value, of what you desire, of your idea of success, and not other people's demands on what success is supposed to be for you. With the 9 of Cups, as wishes come, we have the 8 of Wands. Things start to speed up. Things start to change. You start to look at things differently. And the Queen of Swords comes in over the 3 of Cups. And it's not being cold, but it's being a bit more calculating maybe, but it's being a bit more practical and maybe truthful, not always giving people the 18th millionth benefit of the doubt. You cut through doubts and fears. You know your mind. You know where you stand. You are the warrior queen. And you embrace that warrior mentality with your truth, with your determination, with your power. And this does say you have a very good chance of picking up the Ace of Swords that's given to you within your heart and really using it to power you, to move forward, to look at things more openly, more honestly, so much more than you had expected before. And it embraces love for you. It embraces moving forward in love, in an understanding of soul, in a sense of falling in love, with your life, with where it is that you want to be. It can be that a partner comes in, most definitely, but you start to fall in love with your life, with your passion, with what you desire, as you stand your ground, yes, but also as you stop engaging in battles and simply stand in your truth, and embrace the knowledge that divinity is giving you. It heals, it opens things up, it brings this beauty, and it moves you to looking at the horizon more openly, more honestly, not feeling trapped and stuck and as if I just can't, things are going to fall apart type of feeling. And it brings you to the King of Cups. It brings you to being a king of yourself, because we can only rule ourselves. The King of Cups tells us you can only rule you. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, he is a king in the middle of the sea. And yes, he's a king, so we think, okay, he's a king of something, right? Of some kingdom, of someone. But what if he is simply the king of himself? What if he is simply ruling his life to the best of his ability, holding himself accountable, making the best decisions that he can, coming from a place of kindness and compassion? And this is what you're preparing for. This is what you're looking at, and you're gathering up your knowledge. It's like, because I'm ruling my life, I'm embracing my destiny. Will I stumble? Of course. Will I fail? Absolutely. Will I keep on going? That's a definite. That's a definite. I will keep on going, and each day succeed a little bit more and a little bit more. And that is amazing. It leads you here to the public arena. Now, as you turn inward and you embrace prosperity, there's a sense of nostalgia, but there's also a sense of releasing a lot of the negativity that was spoken over you when you were either very young or in a place or in a time in your life with somebody who you're very vulnerable with. And their words can really have a very powerful impact. Like, oh, maybe I don't get to be this successful. Maybe I am doing the wrong thing. And now you're looking at it and you're saying, no, I turned inward. I see what it is that I desire. I see what it is that I want. And I move forward. I move forward in my truth. And with that, you plant your seeds. You plant the seeds of what it is that you want in life. You plant the seeds of what it is that you nurture with your existence. And you cut through so much of the muck and the mire that has been holding you back, that you gain a flexibility of roots. You gain a flexibility of soul and of self. And it leads you to an illumination of your prosperity that you hadn't seen before. You thought, oh, it was just hard work. Oh, it was just this. Oh, it was just that. It was like, no, this was really hard won, well crafted, and greatly earned. And here, what's really cool is that you have all pentacles and wands. So you have money and you have career. You have one, heart card, which is saying release the past, right? Don't live in the past. And then you have court cards and major arcana cards. And that's awesome. This is what we're looking at here. We're looking at the money, and the money is coming. We're seeing things speed up and new horizons come forward. We're seeing a life where we embrace what we love and not what we're forced to. And we're seeing ourselves become the king and the queen of our hearts and of our minds, to meld them together, to move together in this awakening, in this understanding, and in this truth. And it's powerful. And it's powerful because the mind and the heart are coming together. And you're seeing things in that sweet middle ground that shows us so much more than we had ever realized. That honors and respects and takes in our emotional self, our mental self, and finds a balance within our being that just kind of changes everything for us. Let's see what your spirit animals have to say. Taurus, November 2020, money and career. Taurus, November 2020, money and career. Taurus, November 2020, money and career. Taurus. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So we start off with the Panther spirit. I love it. Reclaim your power, which is what a lot of this time is. It's reclaiming your power. It's choosing your battles wisely. It's really moving on the path that you want without, jerks pushing you off path and kind of getting in your way. You are reclaiming your power. And as you reclaim your power, you bring a gentle touch. You're like, I would rather move forward gently, kindly, and compassionately than being a brute. And as you bring a gentle touch, you know that now is your lucky time. Now is the time to get things done, to achieve, and to succeed. Because there's luck around you. Didn't Spirit say at the beginning, it's like a lucky star is around you? I believe so. And that's really true. Okay, let's see your subconscious. We have the grasshopper spirit for your subconscious spirit animal message. Take a leap of faith. Take a leap of faith. You are going to be surprised where you end up. Then we have your subconscious chakra message, which is holistic health. It's subconsciously, you are holistically engaging in the life that is around you with what people naturally bring to the table. There's also going to be benefits, of course, of moving towards a more natural way of being. It can be for, taking vitamins. It can be cutting out caffeine. It can be drinking more water. But you're going to find that it's really important for you to listen to your body, to your soul, to yourself. And of course, consult a doctor before doing anything. But there is a sense here of really embracing you, naturally, openly, and honestly. And that's, the root chakra. And then we have your subconscious person message, which is you. There's power here because you are really becoming in tune with who you are, with what you want, with what you desire, with the way that you want to move forward. And that is broadening things in such a way that you didn't think. You always thought, I have to just dial it back. Oh, I couldn't really be me. Oh, I couldn't possibly say that, do that, embrace that. It's like, yeah, now I can. Now I can be open to my truth. Of course, being kind and compassionate always, but being open to your truth in a powerful, beautiful way. It brings you to your subconscious. This is the very essence of you coming forward. It brings you to your subconscious tarot message, which is the Wheel of Fortune. A new season is coming. Subconsciously, you can feel like you're on this Ferris wheel or, this roller coaster would be better. You have the highs, the lows, the lefts, the rights, and at times you don't know where things are going to end up. At times you're not supposed to. Embrace the Wheel of Fortune. Embrace the turn of fate. Embrace the new season that you are walking into. Because you're walking into a new cycle of life and of being and of understanding, of prosperity and of career. It doesn't mean anything has to change, but you're changing. And that's really cool. Then to go deeper into your subconscious, we have the Chariot. Moving forward in love and in passion and in determination. Nothing and no one can hold back your heart. All right, Taurus. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I just lost what I was saying, my ending. Oh my goodness. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we move forward in blessing, as we move forward with our heart and our mind coming together to bring us prosperity, as we end a chapter and start a new one, as we embrace a success that seemed out of this world before, but now is obtainable. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Taurus.